Bloating can make you feel uncomfortable, heavy, and distracted, fast. And the tricky part is that the same swollen feeling can come from totally different causes. Sometimes it's extra gas. Sometimes it's constipation. Sometimes it's water retention from salty food, alcohol, or a rough night of sleep. The next 24 hours are about narrowing the cause and choosing the simplest moves that reduce pressure, not detox your body. First, check the red flags. Severe pain, fever, vomiting, blood in stool, or a hard, rigid belly are not a DIY situation. If that's you, get medical help. If not, you're going to run a calm, practical reset. Reduce fermentable load, support gut movement, manage swallowed air, and bring your nervous system down a notch. You'll also use a few quick tests, like whether you can pass gas and when you last had a normal bowel movement, to choose the right lane. Let's make the next day feel lighter, step by step. Moving to slide 2. Before you try fixes, do a 60-second self-check to figure out what kind of bloating you're dealing with. Ask 3 questions. 1. When was your last comfortable bowel movement? If it's been more than a day, constipation may be the main driver. 2. Are you passing gas? If you can pass gas, pressure is more likely gas buildup, not a blockage. 3. Did the bloating start soon after a specific meal, or does it build across the day? A fast start after eating points to gas, swallowing air, or a high fermentable meal. A slow build can be constipation, fluid shifts, or stress. Also notice where you feel it. Upper belly pressure with burping can be trapped air or reflux. Lower belly fullness often tracks with stool backup or fermentation in the colon. None of this is a diagnosis. It's just a way to choose the most useful next steps. Now, you'll match your plan to your pattern instead of throwing random hacks at it. Moving to slide 3. Let's talk about the fastest win for many people. Stop adding new gas. For the next 24 hours, simplify your food choices so your gut has less to ferment. That means smaller portions, slower eating, and fewer gut-stretching combos, like a huge salad plus beans plus a protein bar. If you suspect gas, temporarily reduce high FODMAP triggers. Those are fermentable carbs that gut bacteria love, and they can create pressure quickly in sensitive people. Common ones include onions, garlic, wheat-heavy meals, large servings of beans, certain dairy, and sugar alcohols like sorbitol or xylitol. You don't need a perfect list. You just need a short, calm window where you choose easier foods and see if the pressure drops. Keep protein moderate, keep fat moderate, and keep fiber gentle. The goal is not restriction. The goal is less fermentation and less volume, just long enough to feel normal again. Moving to slide 4. Now the most underrated bloating fix is mechanical. Get things moving. If you're constipated or just sluggish, gentle movement can reduce that stuck, inflated feeling within hours. Start with a 10 to 20-minute walk, ideally after a meal. Walking stimulates the natural wave-like contractions of your gut, called motility. If walking isn't possible, try light stair climbing, easy cycling, or even standing and pacing during phone calls. Next, use posture. Sitting curled forward compresses your abdomen and can trap gas. Try standing tall, shoulders relaxed, and breathe low into the belly. You can also try a gentle knee-to-chest position or a supported child's pose for a minute or 2, as long as it feels comfortable. Keep it mild. Aggressive core workouts can backfire by increasing pressure and stress hormones. Think of this as guiding traffic, not forcing it. Many people feel a noticeable shift just from movement plus time. Moving to slide 5. Hydration helps, but only if you do it strategically. If you're bloated and you chug water, you can feel more stretched for a while. Instead, sip steadily across the day. If constipation is part of the picture, fluids can support softer stool, especially when paired with movement. Warm liquids can also feel soothing and may nudge motility for some people. Another key point is electrolytes. If you had a salty meal, alcohol, or a lot of sweating, your body may hold water in a way that makes you feel puffy. You don't need extreme low-sodium rules. Just avoid a second high-salt hit and focus on normal, balanced meals. If you suspect water retention, foods naturally rich in potassium, like certain fruits and vegetables, can support fluid balance. Keep it simple, steady sips, not floods. And if you're drinking carbonated water, consider pausing it for 24 hours. Gas in the drink can become gas in you. Moving to slide 6. A lot of bloating is literally swallowed air. It happens when you eat fast, talk while chewing, drink through a straw, chew gum, or snack constantly without real meals. It also happens when you're anxious and breathing high in the chest. For the next 24 hours, run an air audit. Eat without multitasking when you can. Take smaller bites. Put the fork down between bites. If you drink, skip straws and avoid fizzy drinks. If you use nicotine products, be aware they can increase air swallowing and gut sensitivity for some people. Then check your breathing. Try this. Inhale through the nose for 4 seconds. Let the belly expand. Then exhale for 6 seconds. Do 5 rounds. Longer exhales help shift your nervous system toward rest and digest, which can reduce the sensation of tightness. This won't remove all gas instantly, but it can lower pressure and discomfort surprisingly fast. Moving to slide 7. If your bloating feels like a tight balloon after meals, fiber might be the hidden reason. Fiber is healthy long-term, but in the short term, especially if you suddenly increased it, it can create gas and bulk. In the next 24 hours, choose low-residue style foods that are easier to break down. That means cooked, softer textures instead of big raw salads. It also means smaller servings of legumes and bran-heavy products. If you normally take a fiber supplement, consider pausing it for a day and see what happens, then reintroduce gradually later. Another quick check is dairy. If you're sensitive to lactose, the timing can be obvious. Bloating, gas, and urgency after milk or ice cream. A 24-hour pause can give you a clean signal. The point is not to label foods as bad. It's to reduce gut workload briefly so you can identify what actually helps your body feel calm. Moving to slide 8. Let's handle the constipation lane directly, because it's one of the most common reasons people feel bloated for days. If you haven't had a comfortable bowel movement, your goal is to support motility and stool hydration, not to flush aggressively. Start with a warm drink in the morning, then a walk. Add a simple meal pattern, 2 or 3 real meals, not constant grazing. The gastrocolic reflex, your colon's natural response after eating, can help. Some people respond well to a kiwi or prunes because they contain fibers and compounds that can support regularity. Start small, because too much can cause more gas. If you're using magnesium supplements, talk to a clinician first, especially if you have kidney issues or take other medications. And don't ignore the basics. Sitting time matters. Give yourself unhurried bathroom time, and use a footstool to mimic a squat position if that helps. Gentle, consistent signals usually beat extreme measures. Moving to slide 9. If your bloating is mostly gas, the goal is to help gas move through instead of building pressure. Gentle heat can relax abdominal muscles and make discomfort feel less intense. A warm shower or heating pad often helps people feel looser within minutes. Then use movement again, but in short bursts. A 5-minute walk, a minute of gentle knee to chest, then another 5-minute walk. You're creating openings for gas to shift. Also check your meal timing. Large late-night meals can increase overnight fermentation and reflux. For the next 24 hours, aim for earlier, smaller dinners and a calm pace. Peppermint tea is a popular option because peppermint can relax smooth muscle in the gut for some people, although it can worsen reflux in others. Ginger can feel soothing too. Keep it practical. Heat, movement, smaller meals, and fewer fermentable triggers. If you feel sharp pain that doesn't improve, or you cannot pass gas at all, that's a reason to get medical guidance. Moving to slide 10. Bloating isn't only about food. Stress can change gut motility, increase sensitivity, and make normal amounts of gas feel painful. That's why 2 people can eat the same meal and one feels fine while the other feels huge. In the next 24 hours, your job is to lower the alarm volume in the gut-brain connection. Start with a simple downshift, 10 minutes of slow nasal breathing or a quiet walk without scrolling. If you work at a desk, take 2-minute standing breaks each hour. Also watch tight clothing. Waist compression can make you feel more bloated even when your gut is doing the same thing. Sleep matters too. Poor sleep can increase cravings for salty, high-carb foods and can worsen water retention. If you can, aim for a consistent bedtime and a lighter evening meal. This is not about perfection. It's about creating the conditions where your gut can do its normal job without extra friction. Moving to slide 11. Now let's build a simple 24-hour plan you can actually follow. For breakfast, choose something easy, a moderate portion of protein, a gentle carb, and cooked fruit or cooked vegetables if you want them. Keep it boring on purpose. For lunch, repeat the same idea. Simple, not huge, and eaten slowly. For dinner, go smaller than usual, and earlier if possible. Between meals, avoid constant snacking, because it keeps your gut working nonstop and can increase swallowed air. Keep fluids steady, and pause carbonation. Add 2 walks, one after lunch and one after dinner. If you're in the constipation lane, add a small serving of kiwi or prunes and see how you respond. If you're in the gas lane, add warmth and a few short movement breaks. The win condition is not a perfectly flat stomach. It's less pressure, better comfort, and a clearer read on what your body responds to. Moving to slide 12. Let's cover what not to do, because some quick fixes make bloating worse. Don't do a massive fiber bomb. A huge salad, bran cereal, and a fiber supplement can create more bulk and gas in the short term. Don't do intense ab workouts to push it out. That can increase intra-abdominal pressure and make you feel tighter. Don't rely on constant sugar-free gum or candy, because sugar alcohols are a common bloating trigger. Be careful with very greasy meals, because high fat can slow stomach emptying and increase that heavy, backed-up feeling. And avoid extreme fasting if it makes you overeat later. Big rebound meals are a classic bloating setup. If you want a simple rule, it's this: avoid extremes. Choose steady, boring, and gentle for one day. That's often enough to break the cycle and get you back to your normal routine with less discomfort. Moving to slide 13. Finally, know when bloating needs a clinician, not another home experiment. If bloating is new and persistent for weeks, if you're losing weight without trying, if you have ongoing diarrhea, anemia, or blood in stool, get checked. If you have severe or worsening abdominal pain, repeated vomiting, fever, or you cannot pass gas or stool, treat that as urgent. Also pay attention to patterns. If bloating reliably follows specific foods, you might benefit from structured testing with a professional, rather than endless restriction. And if it's tied to your cycle, endometriosis, or pelvic pain, that's a different lane entirely. The goal of the next 24 hours is short-term comfort and clearer signals. If you do the reset and nothing changes, that information is useful. It tells you this may not be a simple gas and constipation issue. If you want more practical gut scripts like this, hit the subscribe button once. And for a quick check-in, comment, are you more often in the gas lane or the constipation lane? A or B? This information is not a substitute for medical advice.